All right, back at the whiteboard. So today, what I want to talk about is something that is often not talked about in a lot of detail, which is basically your overall ROAS being a consequence of both the CPM or CPC that you're able to accomplish on the ad platform and the conversion rate on your store, and how this is actually not just a one-way function, but is an iterative function. So most ad platforms, right? So like Meta, for example, Meta's job is to drive an efficient auction for any given ad. And Meta is a good example here as opposed to Google because unlike Google, Meta is a universal auction, right? So in a universal auction, everybody is participating in the same auction because basically there's consumers who are looking at the app and you're competing with anybody else who is competing for those eyeballs regardless of context, right? So that's completely unlike a Google auction where you're competing based on the keywords, right? So everybody's competing for the same space. And so when you're competing for that space, nominally speaking, if you're bidding higher, then you should be able to get those eyeballs, quote unquote. Or in Meta's case, they want to make sure they're serving relevant content to relevant people. So that's also taken into consideration. Now, the thing that is not obvious is that for the store that you are sending your consumer to, as your conversion rate gets better, meaning like let's just say you're extremely good and you're able to convert 8% of all of the people who land on the store, right? What that means is like your ROAS will go up very dramatically if this does not change. But the truth is that, of course, Meta is an efficient auction. We'll see that you're able to consume more people and potentially more expensive people in order to drive a good return on ad spend. And so they will start to actually pull higher CPMs and higher CPCs from you for that ad until the point where it is quote unquote like diminishing efficiency, right? Now, they don't actually know what ROAS is going to be most effective for your business, but it is actually reasonable to see how, as your conversion rate gets higher, it's in the interest of the platform to drive more expensive eyeballs because you're so effective at converting them. And so this is something to think about, which is, hey, you can't like optimize this in isolation. You do have to think about it in the context of your overall objective and make sure that you understand how those dials are moving together in order to drive your end outcome. All right, that's it for today.